kicking things off in this best of 3.
Opening map train, that's exactly what we wanted, Jason. Straight away, we get a chance to get into train. And so, straight away, it's faster Vexite to get out. It's going to be Exercise with that first kill. Liaz taken out, and Vexite's got a lot of space to play with.
Oh, he's got tons, actually. Exercise, he's not going to realize how close up they are. Surely turn around that corner. There's a smoke in his face, and Exercise just going to hold on to Ivy. So bomb site is lost, essentially, but Joko with this flank can delay.
Bomb has been planted.
There's an off T-Con. Dexter going back on in. And now Maka waiting to move his way out of Econ. It's going to be Ins with that first headshot. Gravity comes back in. Through connector, Vexite taken out, 3v3, and Regali with a headshot back onto Gravity. 3v2 now as that bomb tapped, moving back into it. In swings up from Con, good headshot from Lucky, and now Dexter having to come back from T-Con down to the 1v1, but time is the problem here, and Dexter knows he can just work with it. It's on his side, and he'll play around those ladders perfectly, and Dexter has picked up this pistol round here for FlyQuest.
He actually did a great round overall for the whole way through to stay tucked in towards Team Main and just waited for his perfect time. Now, you will notice here in the pistol round, we have a new updated HUD here in 2025 coming into the ESL events, the Intel Extreme Masters. Got some cool new features coming on. Grenade icons are a little bit different. There's some cool radar stuff. I'm not going to spoil everything. So just keep your eyes peeled, check out the HUD from time to time, and experience the pleasures of something new.
That's all. We just want new, Jason.
It's all you
At the
can
end of the
ask
day,
for.
novelty is everything we look for. Joko, looking like a Lego character you haven't unlocked in the game yet.
But we're going to get there.
Yeah, we will.
We're going to grind it out.
We'll eventually get to that level.
We're going to be 100%ers, and we're going to get that skin. All right, well, Gravity's got the smoke down in A main. Instant smoke blocks off Dexter's information. I mean, this is going to be so much fun watching this new train kind of evolve in terms of the meta. I think, you know, still you look at some of the games that were played during the initial portion of Blast just a week or two ago. Ivy still is a part of the map that doesn't get too much love at the moment. Certain teams kind of enjoy challenging into it. Obviously, the big clash is going to be towards that inside, the way that Pop Dog and the ladder room has changed to create and motivate a fight from the CT side. There's some cool aggressive plays that CTs can make now, which is going to be fun to watch evolve as teams learn how to counter everything.
Well, CT aggression at the moment, they've pushed all the way up into T-Con. Gravity and Exercise playing together.
Yeah, and if you're FlyQuest at this point, you know you have to clear this out. The question is how much utility they're going to dedicate towards gaining this back.
Gravity gets clear, but not expecting the second player, and Exercise makes the most of that with his MP9. He goes again and sees the third. Worried about Pop Dog, and should be, but In's still able to come out on top of that with the AK, so right now, FlyQuest still looking better, but 3D Max have inflicted quite a bit of damage, and I think Lucky could be the player to unravel this, because he's still waiting with that better rifle just at the corner, and here comes Regali. Oh, looking past hell, it's Lucky, catching Regali looking the wrong way. And so another kill goes to away 3D Max, and with 15 seconds left, the bomb is down in the open. Another shot this time from Joko, and suddenly it is just Ins, not enough time to win the round, and 3D Max able to bounce back immediately after losing the pistol.
Yeah, I think it's going to be one of the cool, interesting things to keep track of with this new train is this like really passive T-side default that they did. They had 3 players kind of watching for that inner collapse towards the new Pop Dog area, towards those stairs, towards the lower ramp. You have a very passive mid player smoked off, you have a very passive Ivy player, and all of a sudden you don't have any control of the map. You haven't gained anything. And that's why I had the question, how much utility are they going to use to regain that T mid? They use nothing. And they go, you know what, 1 kill for 2 deaths that they have to take for it, where they could have used a flashbang to swing around that corner. So you just give too much space over to the CTs, who are happy to take control of it. And now all the utility swings in the other direction.
Oh, that's ridiculous from Mac. It is come charged through the smoke. Great skill to handle too. Looks nice, but easy. And now 2-1 start here for 3D Max. Decent major run for 3D Max, wasn't it? Top 16. I think going into the major, it was a question of whether they would even make it out of the RMR, but really impressive run from them.
Yeah, especially because most of what we saw throughout the year, at least on a Tier 1 level, was kind of their run at Pro League, which felt like they had some really fortunate upsets and wins, and you can't take it away from them, but they got to skip a few stages in the playoffs. So yeah, going into that major kind of was like, all right, are they the real deal or not? And had a pretty good showing.
Same for FlyQuest. Regali had a pretty good first tournament at the start of this year, and wasn't necessarily a standout AWPer from his days in OG. I don't think many people were super excited about the Regali to FlyQuest prospect, but seems to have woken up in the first tournament at least. And I think a lot of people are now a little bit more excited than they were when the move was first announced.
Yeah, he's been a journeyman player, hasn't he? It's kind of he hasn't really felt like he's had like a good situation to kind of get settled in and really kind of develop as a player. You know, OG, Entropic, Copenhagen Flames. You know, like he's been around in so many different teams, but never been able to spend a lot of time there. Never been able to kind of rise through the rankings with any kind of a team. So yeah, it's been going to be fun seeing him kind of join this roster and see what he can create with them as they try and kind of move on from the Alistair lineup.
Yeah, I was part of that Fnatic Rising Academy project for way too long. Sat on the bench for a long time.
He even stood in for the main Fnatic roster for a while, for like a month or two back in the day.
Yeah, who didn't?
Yeah, that's fair. All right, 3-1. Good start for 3D Max rebounding after the pistol round loss. 3 Galils on the board for FlyQuest.
Maka. Involved in the first fight. Gravity, they know exactly where he is. Facing that sound cue with a fire.
Yeah, but I mean, this is part of that aggression the CT sides can now bust out. Makes you really kind of nervous when you realize there's a CT defender pushed all the way into Pop Dog that deep. So you're going to have to spend some time to clear things out, waste some time waiting for the smoke to dissipate, and then find the information you need. Strong inner bomb site defense at the moment from 3D Max. No eyes on Ivy. Happy to have the defense centered around the bomb site. One in Pop Dog, one at the bomb site train. And this almost looks like FlyQuest want to turn this into a split. See if you can get Liaz and Dexter to make their way through Ivy, wrap all the way around through CT spawn, and put a lot of pressure on that defense. But 3D Max is even well prepared for that. Got Exercise waiting in CT spawn to slow it down. And only 30 seconds to make this work.
Jocko needs his teammates to come over. Mac is going to get involved in this first fight, holding down the back line. Here comes Liaz. Oh, big swing. And Mac would have expected at least 1 kill out of that, but now it's about Jocko. His teammates taking the initial attention. Lucky will turn back. Exercise and Lucky combine, but Jocko's still waiting for his time to strike off the top, and he'll do so effectively and close the round with Lucky.
Took really long to come to fruition, that kind of execute. I think that play was called at like the 50-second mark, and they don't really exit Ivy until 30 seconds, and then they're just kind of shut down by 20 seconds. And you could already see that 3D Max had a feel that the inner bomb site was going to be the point of attack. 3 defenders kind of leaning in that direction, so they were so well prepared for it. The trickery from FlyQuest gets them absolutely nothing.
A pretty tough start to the T side here from FlyQuest. Once again, having to go back down to weaker weapons. It's just Deagles out at the moment. It's about to be a 5-1 lead here for 3D Max to kick things off. Last year, 3D Max.
Damn.
Oh my god, okay. Good shot from Inns, but traded out immediately.
Damn.
But another one, and now we start to talk about this round as a possibility for FlyQuest.
Yeah, the bummer for Lucky is he actually kind of has to maintain the aggression. He might, in another world, if he had a teammate at the bomb site, think that, you know, it's time for him to fall back and gain some safety elsewhere, but he has to take this kind of a risk to make sure he can hold on to it, allow Exercise and Maka to stay outside. So far, so good. But some beautiful deeks from FlyQuest have made this round doable.
Yeah, I bet that aggression feels a little silly now when you realize you're up against pistols and you're in the halls, giving them exactly the kind of fights they want. But under a minute left. Still recoverable here for 3D Max, and I think with Lucky staying alive, that is kind of like the stopper that prevents the flood of FlyQuest players into the B-bomb site.
Yeah, now it falls on Maka with the op, taking a really shallow angle. I'm going to start creeping up now. One shot reposition. You got Exercise playing underneath Old Heaven, or in Old Heaven, I should say. Good kill. Now he can reposition. He can try and clip one more as they make their progression through the connector.
Oh, missed shot from Maka. That's a big problem. Another one from the Deagle. Now Exercise, waiting at hell, jumps off, gives himself a different angle to work with, but all his teammates are gone because these Deagles are just firing here for FlyQuest, and it's just unbelievable that the Deagles have come out and won that cleanly in the end.
Yeah, beautiful shots from the Deagles. Missed shot from Mako was really, really painful. That was still a very salvageable round, but that last rotation, Lucky, who did such a good job holding the inner bomb site, just gets wrecked by Regali on the shift. That's a gift, though. You kind of mentioned it, a really tough T side for FlyQuest. Again, that's like, it's great to have that win. It's not something that you're going to call and be able to replicate. Beautiful shooting with the Deeks from everyone, especially Vexite on FlyQuest. But now they've got to build on it with the rifles.
Yeah, it's a lifeline. It's an opportunity to try and build on it. But here goes Maka with some aggression with the AWP all the way through Pop, up into the halls. This could work out nicely for Maka. Yeah, it does. FlyQuest slowly walk into the scope, not expecting him perhaps to be scoped up with the AWP in that position, and so a great opening kill for 3D Max to work with.
It's a really hard thing, I think, for Tees to manage, is this kind of aggression from the CT side on Train, because I mean, if you're gonna put more bodies to kind of negate that push, we saw it earlier on in the half, as you lose so many resources towards T mid, and maybe you lose control of that. You lose resources if you want to apply some pressure in Ivy. So putting 2-3 players towards inner to kind of deal with this aggression from the CTs is just a lot of resources you want to use elsewhere. And now they got to spend so much time being concerned about this control from the defense, bringing players back to handle the push.
I like the game plan right now from 3D Max. It's going to be really difficult to play your own game here if you're FlyQuest. You're just kind of being suffocated and having to deal with the problem of aggression in the brown halls immediately. And with 35 seconds left, there's not a whole lot of time here for FlyQuest, and they still have so much ground to make up. So at the moment, 3D Max in a far better position, and they can just play passive now that they've dealt with that initial aggression.
And time again is an issue. Like, look at where Regali is with the AWP over towards Ivy. There's 20. I don't even know if you go for this if you're FlyQuest. You got 15 seconds to get into the bomb site. They've got control of T main as well. This is brutal. Maka can just end your day, and he will. There goes Dexter. And now for sure, FlyQuest, you have nowhere to run. You're already kind of committed, so you're in a dangerous place to lose money, lose your weapon. No bonus coming in. Liaz connects the shot, and they somehow get away with it.
Yeah, at least worst case scenario is avoided, but you know, we talked about that being an opportunity to build on this T half when you win with the Deagles. The fact that you lose the follow-up round, just kind of getting stalled out right to the end. It's such an unfortunate follow-up round for FlyQuest that just isn't really allowing this T side to get going.
Yeah, not at all. And I mean, you know, at some point it's going to be kind of, can we scrape together just enough, right? 4, can you just get enough bogus, you know, BS rounds that come out of nowhere that you know, because you're not putting together a full-sided T side half quite yet that's looking smooth. This is FlyQuest map pick as well, important to be said. Having some struggles on it. And a lot of it feels it's been an inability to negate the aggressive crunch towards the B halls.
Yeah.
The passive defaults that have allowed A main control, especially on the second round after winning the pistol. Really late rounds, these kind of calls being put together are coming in with 40 seconds, and by the time you're actually moving, there's no time to make something happen.
Just to reiterate that video as well, because I think it was slightly wrong this morning in the initial graphic, but it's Train up first, FlyQuest map pick, Inferno 3D Max's map pick, and if we need it, Anubis is a third.
Anubis as a third. All right, Dexter, you got yourself an opening. This time you step into A main, prevent any of the aggression, any of the pushes. Deep Molotovs and Nade's going to force him back, but Dexter's got his team of 5-on-4.
Yeah, finally a chance for FlyQuest to work with a good start into these rounds. They've often had to just deal with aggression in the B halls, often losing the opening player. So let's see how they play. With 1:10 seconds left, Maka has again positioned himself looking down Ivy.
This is where FlyQuest is coming.
This is a tough angle to deal with for the T's, who walk right in towards Maka, gets away with one, and tosses utility to prevent any follow-up trade attempt.
All right, man advantage has been equalized and taken right back. Maka, ooh, okay, spots Regali, good shot. Or good flashbang, I could say, to force out the shot. And 3D Max still looking like they're pretty much in control of this. Just now A main being attacked, but the open sight lines with the AWP is so deadly, and that doubles up. And it's gotten so much worse for FlyQuest.
Yeah, you've seen that coming. You've seen them just sort of eclipsing one another, and you knew Mac had a chance. And he's just been roaming. He's been devastating so far for FlyQuest. He can't really do too much wrong at the moment. Jocko waiting inside of the pop dot smoke. This is such a great timing for him to come around the back as well because they're distracted with limited time. And so Jocko comes around the backside. Good kill from Regali, but needs both kills in the next few seconds here. So just running high. And they walk right towards him. Exercise able to close it. And another round as 3D Max back to winning ways.
FlyQuest seem very tentative in these like kind of mid-rounds, like kind of walking places and in coming out very quietly and very slowly. There hasn't really felt like there's really been pressure applied to the bomb site. Like that bomb site was never in danger of actually being lost. Yeah, 3D Max, a lot of reasons to be happy at the moment. 6-2. Gun rounds have been no real issue for him.
These rounds have been, though. Pistols, deagles.
Oh, just the one. Two, I guess, if you're going to go pistols as an entity. Yeah.
Scraping the bottom of the barrel here for
Yeah, we're just doing
but
our best for the boys.
now they got to give us something. Well, this time, 3 Max maybe have a better read of what they're up against because there's no one aggressive in the brown holes.
Well, I'll say, too, like, this is... You're going up against this Opper, one missed shot from Maka, or a blown fight from Joko, right? And all of a sudden you don't have the rifler to keep space.
So utility is deployed as he realizes he's about to be pushed from ramp, and they haven't gotten rid of him. So he even goes to the sidearm and able to get the job done. But 3 decills come in quickly. Nice shot from Mac inside of the site. Now Leah's left alone, trying to do all that he can with his little deeg. There's not much left on the table unless he can get a quick headshot here on Mac. And this shot's could be the opening, and he's unable to take out Exercise at that kind of range. So a 7th round for 3D Max. This CT side is looking quite pretty. Yeah,
I mean, it's kind of an interesting point, too, because they've had some aggression on those pistol rounds, but really that aggression is coming in on most of the gun rounds. You know, I'm for sure FlyQuest would love to have kind of the freedom to execute the way that they just did when they have AK-47s, but when they've gone there, they've dealt with so many different crossfires. They've gotten obliterated. They've gotten slowed down and delayed by smoke and utility.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be a feeling at the end of this half that FlyQuest just haven't really been able to execute perhaps the game plan that they have.
Haven't been able to create any really strong opportunities for themselves. One thing we haven't really seen them do at all is try and get anyone out A main. We saw the fight from Dexter deep into it previously. Good flash from the outside yard. Good flash in rebuttal in response for a trade. Utility activating players into a 4-on-4. And that's FlyQuest cracking open that aggression towards the B-bomb site. Do they want to do anything with it?
Here comes Lucky. In towards T-Con. Dexter on the other side of the wall. Now, oh my god, okay. Well, not the fight that Lucky would have liked, but certainly a great shot from Dexter on that second peek out. Gravity waiting on top of the bomb train. And Maka lining away. It hasn't been missing much today. And there's another shot added to his tally. Now 3v3, push that smoke as it fades away. Exercise catches Lias just on the edge of it. And so now an advantage once again with 3D Max as Dexter is the player that has to make something happen here, and he gets caught. So bomb down, and Regali so far away. Actually, he has the bomb on his back, so he's going to be making his way down into the bottom of the B ramp and try and get into the site here. And there's a chance that he can get into the site because Maka is a little bit too far away to spot him just now.
I think they were really trying to improvise something really cool in that round. Doesn't pan out in their favor. Good job from Regali to find the kill. 100 HP, bomb being planted 1 versus 2. I mentioned maybe they can squeak out enough rounds. This is another that they could steal away.
Regali has to clutch it, and he's so close to getting the lineup, but both players coming through the connector, but so far away from it. And FlyQuest desperately need those kind of rounds to go their way, but that's another one gone to the wind.
Yeah, 3D Max just having all the answers. This was a nice opening from both sides, trading back and forth, but good positioning advanced. Exercise catches Lias lurk in the smoke. Dexter can't get his outside lurk to have any impact at the bomb train. They were trying to find ways from Ivy and from mid to kind of work their way towards that inner bomb site, and just so hard to make that passage. 6-round lead now for 3D Max. We're gonna get a timeout from FlyQuest to talk things over.
Yeah, Second use so far. Cast. The Mongolian, who obviously has a lot of experience playing with the Australians at his time in Greyhound.
With and against.
With and against, that is true. Went back to playing in Mongolia for a while with Tiger and went back to studying. So took some time away from playing and now returns in a coaching role.
Obviously, you'd assume by them picking Train, it's a map they want to put into their pool. A lot of teams are going to be jockeying to have that kind of early dominance on Train. Being adept at the new maps has always been a huge benefit. Tons of utility in towards T-Main from 3D Max, and yet again, that aggression is rewarded in a good piece of map control taken over. Regali is stuck behind the smoke with nothing to do in T-Mid. One spotted out towards Ivy, that's Liaz. And 3D Max in complete control with no pressure being applied, and now a Pop Dog push as well.
Oh, they're about to meet each other head on. 2 push through Pop, 2 coming from the brown halls. Exercise unleashes his bullets first, and he's the only player required until Lucky steps in just from behind him, and both of those kills go the way of the defense. So right now, FlyQuest, it really couldn't get worse for them as you get towards the end of this first half. Another round that feels dead, and there's still just under a minute left on the clock.
That's just been an issue throughout this entire half that they've never really been able to deal with. They've never been able to outright win that fight with the aggressive play inside. They've gone even once or twice, but they've never been able to control it from the T side, which has been rough. Because that means those inside defenders never feel a whole lot of pressure. You're not forcing any movement, any rotations, any shifts in the defense that can make things easier elsewhere. And now you have control of Pop Dog, so you have this really awkward angle for the T's to deal with.
Oh, great shot again. Side of the smoke. Liaz walks right into it. Nice and easy execution from the French guillotine of gravity. Now Regali left 1v5. Move into the open, and Gravity's got a follow-up headshot as we head into the last round of the first half. It is pure dominance right now from 3D Max. I mean, it's got to feel so deflating if you're FlyQuest going into that second half from your T side of your map pick and you don't want a gun round, right?
You want a pistol round and a deagle round.
Yeah. Like, you haven't won a full buy at all, so...
Haven't even been close.
No. I mean, it's exactly what you said. It's like they're losing too many of those initial fights from the CT aggression. They just never had a round where it felt like competitive in a buy round.
Well, it's just like, if you think about it, like, they've never had control of anything. They've never really had control of B halls. They've never really had control of Pop Dog. They've never really had control of A main, you know, from the T side. And what are you going to do with that? You know, how are you supposed to work the map if you're constantly bullied away? This time around, they kind of take the leash off and they just work up the courage and say, you know what, nothing's working. Let's just go as a pack mentality, group up, and attack this inner bomb site, see what happens.
Yeah, well, Maka, it's a tough angle to be in when you miss that first shot, but he's able to get away no problem.
Good counter utility to allow his reposition.
So now they drop back into more passive angles. Jocko will play from the bomb train, and Maka...
This is perfect for FlyQuest. 3D Max is pushing Ivy for information.
Well, Maka just waiting. Here comes the attack. Final round of this first half as FlyQuest so desperately look to try and close out one buy round. This has been their map pick of their T side. And Regali fighting forward for FlyQuest has created a little bit of space as they now get into the site. This is one of the best rounds so far for FlyQuest in terms of having a foothold in the round. But Mac is still making it difficult with another shot connected in that AWP. But FlyQuest 3v4 to close out this first half.
Flank is everything. The flank from Gravity can change this entire round, and now they're going to be forced to peek FlyQuest. They can't wait any longer, and it just doesn't matter. There's the wraparound from Gravity through Pop, and a 10-2 scoreline to close out the first half. 3D Max, they are dominant here in the opening half of Train.
Anybody else but you. Anybody else but you. Anybody else but you. I don't want anybody else but you. 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 I need anybody else but you. Anybody else but you. But you. I don't want anybody else but you. I need anybody else but you. Anybody else but you. But you. Anybody else but you. Anybody else but you. I need anybody else but you. Anybody else but you. Anybody else but you. Anybody else but you. I need anybody else but you. Anybody else but you. But you. I don't want anybody else but you. I need anybody else but you. Anybody else but you. But you.
Disappointing first half from FlyQuest on their map pick, but 3D Max are looking at the finish line already, Jason. It would be one hell of a way to kick off Katowice 25.
All they need is that pistol, but yeah, like you said, they've been having issues against the pistol. They lost both their rounds in the pistol round in the first half, against Eagles later on in the first half, but the rifles have been just fine. But let's see. I mean, Train, new map. You can easily run into obstacles as we saw FlyQuest do. If they have
new old map.
Yeah. The question is, does FlyQuest on the CT side have a little bit more comfort to exert their will on the map to make 3D Max's T side uncomfortable? That'll be the question. Let's see how aggressive they decide to be in the rifle rounds, if we can get there.
No, first fight going down. Joel Paredes ready to rattle away. And Jocko running away. He doesn't want to get involved in that.
He's like, I don't like any of that, really.
Nope, too many guns.
I don't want to be involved.
Well, here comes the fights down in Icon. It's going to be lucky with the first headshot. Jocko to follow up in response. And we're looking at 3D Max in a perfect position in this pistol round so far. Liaz going to prevent that perfection with a great shot back of his own, and Vexite getting involved as well. So numbers once again even with 1:13 left.
Okay, now FlyQuest has finally put 3D Max in an uncomfortable position where they have to make a decision of where they want to rotate to. Going to try and get the CT spawn. Good shot from Liaz. Exercise needs to make the crossing. And he's forced Liaz back with that P250. Now it's up to Joko, but he's flanked out by Vexite. Agush, but can't complete the kill. And it's all on this P250. 1v3. Dooley's inside the bomb site, and Exercise going to pick it up. Sees the rotation coming in, but they've swarmed him. And no clean options. It's a pistol round for the Australians, and they stay alive.
They're good at those, Jason. They're pretty good at those, you have to say. Another one for FlyQuest to play with. But now that there's no other option, you got to use this as the first step of a huge walk back into this game. They have to win the follow-up. They have to convert this. Go on a streak here, FlyQuest.
Yeah, they need to go on quite a run. Like a momentum-building,
yeah, it has to be something special.
5-round streak before, you know, like they need to get a decent amount before 3D Max convert.
Problem is, they still could lose this round. You know, FlyQuest have got to deal with a force buy on the other side of things. So Tech9's come out, plenty of utility and some speed behind this as they go down through Ivy.
Yeah, I think they heard that aggression in towards A main and wanted to pick up the pace towards Ivy 3D Max, and it hasn't panned out. Good opening kills for FlyQuest, and Liaz going to take one down with a pistol. Nice and easy. It's 10-4 and a save coming in for 3D Max. So a chance for FlyQuest to build into this game.
Only dealt with that pretty easily, didn't they? So another round should be coming right up. Hello, referee. His close-up. I like that.
Yeah.
That was good.
Everyone deserves a close-up.
Yeah. Liaz, savior of the pistol. And then also most of the heavy lifting in that previous round win. So good work from Liaz so far at the start of the second half, and he'll continue to frag out another kill for him as Jocko goes down. Inns alongside of him with utility this time. And they've got T-Con control, and they've got the round.
Yeah, FlyQuest has moved into this in rounds 2 and now round 3, and obviously we all know they're up against pistols. They'll know that as well, so the question is, will they be doing it during the gun rounds also? When it's AK-47s and Galils on the other side of the map, do they still want to take over that control of Team A? Exercise, this might drag on a bit. Smoked out for the moment, just a deagle in a 1v5.
Yeah, just singing in the rain.
How have you liked Train so far? You get some matchmaking in, some games in over the break?
Yeah, I mean, I think Train is... I think the old version, I prefer the old version. I like all the long linear angles.
Sure.
They were fun, but it plays differently. But
Yeah.
it's still kind of familiar, if that makes sense. And but I think in matchmaking, it's mainly just rush outside. Just do the instance.
That's true. It does kind of suck in matchmaking when it's like the outside rush simulator. Although I imagine that would have changed with some of the spawn adaptions that they've done.
No, not really.
No?
No, not a matchmaking, Jason. But maybe
I don't play a lot of matchmaking. I'm going to these 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Katowice, I'm gonna bang out a chunk of matchmaking.
that's a good idea.
Now that season 2's
Really
began as
figure
well.
out the meta. Exactly.
Yeah.
Premier's dead now, though. For a while until they reset it, and we come back with season 2.
I'm coming back in. I'm gonna revitalize it.
Yeah.
Well, the rank reset probably revitalized it, but I'll take some credit here and there.
I'm glad season 1 actually ended, Jason, because I was just like, when is this going
I
to
think
end?
it would have been great if we just had an eternal season 1. Just
Season 1.
Yeah, it was just constantly
And
season
then
1.
CS3 comes out or something.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Valve don't make trilogies, though, do they?
No, but you could name it something other than 3, and maybe find a
Right,
loophole.
Alex. Backside and Gravity. Couple of kills back and forth. And we were sort of wondering how FlyQuest are going to play the CT side in their first gun round.
Maintaining some of that aggression, this time not towards Team A, and have the pop dog push to go 1-for-1 from Vexite. Ooh,
I've been loving that little window.
that's a cheeky Malo.
Yeah, it's nice. Some good flash you can throw out of there, too. And Lucky just waiting inside a T-Con. Inns just biding his time. And Lucky's not going to walk around that corner, so Inns is able to maintain control of T-Con for as long as he likes. He could even get aggressive at a certain point. But 3D Max going to be gathering outside of B. And Dexter is the player close by waiting for this. He's just jiggling.
He's got a Molotov and an HE grenade.
Yes, he does.
Excuse me, an incendiary, I should say.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, and he's
Oh
got
my-
no face.
Yeah, he's got nothing left there. All his brain matter splattered over Thomas. And 30 seconds left, and that's not an episode of Thomas the Tank Engine I'd recommend to show the kids.
Isn't that show like wildly crazy in retrospect, like in hindsight?
I think all of that. It's like, I can't believe we were even allowed to watch kids shows, you know?
Yeah.
Like, so much of it is just so barbaric.
All right, Liaz. Exit kills. Low impact. Get them garbage frags.
Yeah. These are my favorite kind.
I know.
Yeah. Well, Leah's just going to hold on. And another round win for 3D Max. I mean, they'll be okay losing pistol rounds if they win every gun round, Jason.
Yeah, right? It just has seemingly worked out in that fashion. Well, 11-5. Another buy coming in for FlyQuest. They got plenty of cash after converting in rounds 2 and 3. Op will be out. M4's utility for this CT side. It's going to be all good. The only issue is the scoreboard.
Yeah, it's a pretty big issue.
It is a pretty big issue.
Well, a lot of people, I'm sure, still will have missed the note that we are not playing on the the new patch, right?
True.
We're playing on the previous patch for Stage 1 here of Katowice. But Stage 2, we will switch over, and the better FAMAS will come out. So that's what we're all really excited about, isn't it, Jason?
I don't know. I don't know if I'm excited for it, to be honest with you.
No, we'll see.
I'm excited to see. I don't know if I'm excited for it. If that makes sense.
Apparently, a lot of people have been playing more with the FAMAS than the MP9, but I think that's just a novelty thing, and that will kind of wear off.
I changed it to what? $19.50 now for the price of the FAMAS from $22.50?
Yeah, just trying to force more diversification. M4, A4's cheaper now too. Like we got a whole lot of price adjustments coming in. And good start here for 3D Max again as they're in search of map point on train. Jocko pops the head of Vexite.
That was a fight FlyQuest never took in the first half.
No.
Because they could never get control of Pop Dog. They never, 3D Max on defense never had to worry about that sort of an angle.
Regali, shadow of Jocko would sort of assist him in terms of reacting into that kill, and so now the numbers still favor 3D Max, but only by 1. There's 43 seconds remaining in this round.
Yeah, but it looks like they don't really want to mess with anything in A main. The bomb on Naka's hands is going to join up with Gravity towards the inner bomb site. You're going to have Exercise lurking towards Ivy. The big question is, what does Lucky do in A main? Does he want to move out and try and coordinate with his Ivy player? Does he want to be a distraction? Going to make their way through Pop Dog. 3 different angles to this outer bomb site attack, and FlyQuest has shifted inward. With 15 seconds on the clock, there is an open runway to the bomb site.
Regali going to try and disrupt this smoke. A little bit too late to peek into it, so the bomb has made it across, and if you go for this and lose the round, you don't have the AWP, you don't have all these rifles and all the extra utility that you want, so this is a tough situation to be in for FlyQuest.
I think they might have actually just risked it and gone for it, or fought for it at the very least, if they'd had some kind of presence outside in that yard. But they had just shifted inside. They were like, okay, round's been so quiet for so long, you know, let's go inner. Everyone's kind of reconvening. The Ivy player's taking his time walking all the way back. Same with team main players. They were just a little bit wrong, or very wrong.
It's all gone wrong, really.
It's all gone wrong. 7-round lead, 7 chances to close out the opening map in this series. If you're 3D Max, it's going to be 12-5.
Terrorist.
Face à rebond pour qu'ils l'ont le main, sauf que je les dodge, ils la trust, j'aurais coupé tout le monde. Ils crachent tout leur stuff, hein. Si on continue comme ça, ils peut-être.
Not happy that the offer so far here for FlyQuest. I mean, to open up Katowice and come out with, I think, some positive signs of Blast, right? It wasn't negative by any means. There was a lot of excitement. Okay, well, Regali's looking good to see what FlyQuest can do heading into Kato.
Beat a Brazilian team for like basically the first time.
Yeah, so there's a lot to get excited about for FlyQuest. And then coming to Katowice, your opening map, your map pick, and you don't want a single gun round? That would be very disappointing for FlyQuest.
Yeah.
At least, you know, in this format, we're best of 3s nowadays. It's not the best of 1s, so they do have a chance to bounce back, but they are going to have to go to Inferno, which is 3D Max's map pick. And right now, 3D Max looking like the far better squad.
Oh, absolutely. Look far more comfortable with some of these aggressive plays and stances, far more comfortable in just one-on-one duels and fights. Been looking really, really good. And this T side is starting to show some power to it, where FlyQuest could never really figure things out on their offensive half. 3D Max have the mid-round answers, have the late-round answers. Naka's off, looking for a pick. No one peeks before the smoke plumes. Takes a closer angle, but he's smoked off as well. So stalemate in the outer yard to open up round 18. I like the vibe of Train, you know?
Yeah, the rain. I think that's one of the best things, you know?
Dark.
Like, when have we had a cool map with rain before? We haven't.
Yeah.
Sticks to the skins nicely. Just really beautiful stuff.
I was perusing the HLTV article about Train earlier this morning. Perusing, you like that?
Yeah.
One thing that they noted was the online portion of the Blast tournament, the Train was played 4 times, and every team that picked it lost.
Well, we're keeping that trend
Yeah, we're
up.
keeping that trend very well.
Yeah. Don't pick Train, guys, for your own safety.
Nice flash, good clear. Gravity gets there a little bit late to help out. Maybe he can salvage an equalizing frag, but doesn't want to chase it.
Well, we didn't really get to see much of a CT side from FlyQuest, but maybe if they win this round, they can sort of start to build back into it. But first kill is good. Got a little bit more than that to get, though. And Regali's got eyes down in towards T-Con. No wide peek into him just yet, so...
No, but that smoke to create some space out A main is going to make the defenders pretty nervous. Molotov will delay the Pop Dog player, which keeps his eyes trained on the flank, which sets Dexter up for failure.
Yeah, that kind of works against them. 10 seconds, that's all they've got here for the T side to get into the bomb site. Gravity Grid, headshot, follow-up, and they are about to close it in the final 5 seconds. Vexite just needs to stay alive, but that plant is coming in. It looks like he just about got it. Bomb goes down just in time. Final second of it. Now Vexite with a 1v2 and a defuse to try and tee up, and it just Max blank the side of FlyQuest on their own map pick. They struggled to win a single gun round.
Yeah, first half was real rough for FlyQuest. That T side. In the first half, they were solid. If you can, they win both of them. If you can win it here, get off to a good start. Let's see where it goes.
Let's maybe also win a gun round at some point. That could hopefully be expected to be seen here on Inferno.
That would help too.
Certainly would. And FlyQuest is going to start on the T side, or rather the CT side. And I'm looking forward to seeing what their defense looks like. We didn't get to see too much of it on train, and wasn't a lot of rounds to work with. And Maka going to be burnt out. Inns to take the first headshot, so pistol round's off to a good start.
Yeah, pistol round's going smooth, at least for now. Liaz going to back away. Oh, gosh, down to 2 HP. That forces Regali to turn. He's got some aggression in Hull, so he knows that's not dangerous. And there's the dualies. Nice and precise on exercise, and over to the B-bomb site we go.
I like what you did there, Jason. That was good.
Thanks. I don't really do the rhyming thing too often,
Yeah, that was
but that
good.
felt solid.
That felt smooth. Vexite back in the coffins, splits open heads. It's Gravity to go down alongside Jocko, and this pistol round is comfortably collected by FlyQuest. Every kill goes their way.
Yeah, that was beautiful. But I mean, you know, par for the course with the pistol rounds going in their favor. The question is always, you know, can they continue it? So 3D Max, no bomb plant. See if they choose to force up into this round. Looks like they will. Good shooting from Vexite with that USP. All of his opposition focused elsewhere.
Yeah, they did this as well on trains. It didn't work out for them. They got melted.
No bomb plant to buy.
Yeah, so let's see what they can do with the Tech 9s and the Mac 10. Well, Lucky living up to his name. That molly does not spread anywhere near him. And Vexite just jump spotting, looking to get great info. And because that jumping MP9 can be very accurate, he actually gets a dink off on Lucky as well on that jump up. So banana control taken for 3D Max, but
not living up to his name, taking a dink in the air.
Yeah, true. Definitely not.
All right, utility being dropped over. Oh, good time for a piece of utility, but Inz is so blind. That's going to come in a little bit late. Might still help. Vexite's got an issue. Running out of ammunition, he's going to go down, so should at least be a bomb plant. And despite some of the struggles on this initial thrust of the attack, FlyQuest should be in a solid position to retake this.
They're waiting on Liaz to come back over from A. He's got a decent amount of utility still available to him. Also, there's a smoke out. Flash volley left.
Real nervous about a smoke push.
Yeah. It's worked out there for Dexter. And a 4v3. 3D Max in the bomb site, bomb down. It's a small win already, but looking to hold on as time starts to tick. They still have a chance at pulling this one in their favor, especially if this fight goes the way of exercise. But he's taken out by Inns. Dexter to follow up. And all through many 3D Max players taken out. So FlyQuest back in with the retake 2 rounds in a row.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, bomb plant and a kill are 2, not the worst for 3D Max.
Patient and composed on the retake. Waiting out all the utility, not trying to force any fights, coming in as a team. Well handled from FlyQuest despite some shakiness on the initial attack. Vexite just living as long as possible, grabbing his 1 kill. Everyone else just kind of saying, sorry bro, you're going to be left to dead, but we'll pick up the pieces when all is said and done. 2-0. With the plant, there was a Galil picked up on Joko, armor and Tech 9s on a couple other players, so some things to soften up the economy of FlyQuest, but no reason to think this will turn into a victory for 3D Max. Early exchange and barrage of utility down Banana. They want to get some delayed control deep with a double Molotov and a push from Vexite's MP9. Kind of got to let the Galil sort of play here. Probably want to pair it up with an unarmored Glock for bait. But they've got to wait out that initial nades thrown down by FlyQuest. They know there was deep control possibility. So 3D Max will test the A defense first.
A defense, rather passive. One player Graveyard, one in Pit. Vexite waiting in the speedway to catch them if they come through CT.
Oh, he's
on,
screwed.
and he's in a real tough spot. Yeah, screwed is the right word. And Gravity has taken him out very swiftly with that Tech9, putting pressure on Ins, back of the site. Spots out 3 players approaching his position. Tech9 eradicates him, opens up that B bomb site, and FlyQuest have kind of capitulated here. It has to be another retake. But for 3D Max, this is an opening they just didn't really expect to get so easily. And so now Dexter coming through CT, he's got to deal with a crossfire.
I don't know if you go for this.
It doesn't seem likely, right? It doesn't seem like it's going to net any reward. Dexter doesn't make this.
I mean, he's dead regardless of what happens. I'm just surprised that they're even kind of posturing as if they even wanted to test it. 3-on-5 retake when you're coming in very, very late. Clean kills on the entrance into the B bomb site. Nice round from 3D Max. That's the last thing I think FlyQuest expected. And much like we felt on Train, no resistance from the FlyQuest defense. You know, 3D Max got to walk up middle, walk up wrap side, walk into CT spawn, and the first contact was at that truck over on CT spawn. No one even spotted them. So they had a lot of room to work with in the round and take complete advantage.
Yeah, that's the awkward fight inside of CT.
It's one of those I kind of don't like the rotation just because you're really on your own with nowhere to fall back to, right? And with no information on that wrap side, with no kind of knowledge of the timings, it's like you would have been better off kind of hiding over in ruins.
And even on the rotation, I think he took one of the worst positions possible.
Yeah, it was kind of like if they come, you know, speedway or lane, like sure, I'll have a kill and maybe a chance at a second, but if they came around through CT spawn the way they did, gonna be real tough. But yeah, you hide in ruins, you get a pair up with Ins in the bomb site, and you can do some damage on that eventual attack. First round for 3D Max. And some free weapons. FAMAS, MP9, M4 on Lucky.
This double setup. Liaz down in the darkness and Dexter up on top.
And they heard the sound cues. Players falling out of apartments. 3D Max is going to rotate all the way back around. No contact in this round, really. Lurk utility for Exercise to see if he can be a nuisance, to see if he can be a distraction. He's been spotted.
Here comes the util. He execute into the B site. And this time, it's not just one player on the B defense. There's 2 players within the site, and third now rotating over. 24 seconds left, utility gets to work, and it's lucky to drop backside with the fire. In swings through the CT smoke, and not enough done from the initial B defense. Again here for FlyQuest, not a single kill, and this has to be a save. There's no way back into this. It is going to be a round for 3D Max to tie up the scoreline.
Yeah, man, the Molotovs forced, I think, the FlyQuest defenders to kind of take that aggressive angle, to take the fight as they come through the smoke, but 3D Max was so patient behind that defensive utility. And oh, man.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's all gone wrong.
You really need to win that one.
But hey, Regali, no kit.
Well, now they know where he is. And he's got to deal with multiple players. They're not going to let him get away with this, surely. He's going to have to fight tooth and nail, and unfortunately they've ripped all of those out of him. So it is another round win for 3D Max, and more importantly, another gun round. Another situation where we're just watching these buys keep take on for 3D Max, and for FlyQuest, it's been impossible to win one.
Yeah, I mean, that one, just due to the utility usage, you know, FlyQuest had 3 defenders of that B bomb site, but the Molotov forces, you know, the first player inside the bomb site to commit to the attack, to the spray, into the smoke, can't really back up into the fire. You have 2 players stuck behind the CT spawn smoke. So, I mean, the utility that 3D Max throws out just makes that defense disorganized and taking fights at different points and different philosophies. And now there's nothing for FlyQuest to use to mount any kind of resistance. Already kind of challenging and peering into the B bomb site. Joko's going to lead the way. Spots the first oranges. Awkward spray on the second, but, you know, he's the tip of the spear and he's doing a damn good job of it.
Yeah, the defense will melt like ice cream on a summer's day, and 3D Max back into the lead. 3-2 as they kick off Inferno. Not too bad for the T side start since the guns have come out.
Well, and now it can be the real punishing situation. We'll see what kind of a cycle FlyQuest kind of gets stuck into. If they can't convert this round, then you're kind of in that weird CT zone where your buys are not nearly as strong as you'd like them to be. You might miss a couple things, but you still have enough to go for it.
I think they're kind of in that situation already to an extent, right? You've got FAMAS already having to come out on 2 players just to get all the util that you need. At least they've got Regali on the AWP, but we've got to start seeing some good performances here now as soon as this AWP has come out for him on the CT side.
Problem is, without armor, it's like some of the positive things you love to see from an AWPer on CT side in front of the mobility, maybe a couple aggressive peeks in towards alt mid. Not going to be too motivated without armor to do that. Joko finds the opening. Vexite taken down afterwards. All this through smoke.
Well, that's disastrous.
Yeah, it is.
I think honestly we're now looking at probably a safe call for those 2 A players. Dexter doesn't really have a choice.
Unless Dexter gets like 2 or 3 kills here. Like there's no reason for the A players to budge quite yet. And he's got no utility. He feels like he probably has no safety to fall back into the B bomb site itself. So as long as he doesn't go unchecked, as long as 3D Max clear their angles and don't forget the details, they should be all good. And indeed, they'll boost up to clear sandbags. And that's the last piece of danger really on the map. Because now in a 5-on-2, like, you might not feel comfortable. You might be like, maybe they stacked, they over-rotated, but you can sacrifice Joko with low HP to just figure out what's at this B bomb site, and he's going to find it clear.
It feels very similar to Train, where in these buy rounds, it was just consistently solid openers from 3D Max with no answers back from FlyQuest, right? The openings are just too clean without the trades to even really compete into the round. And that happened almost every single buy round on Train. And it was mainly from the CT aggression of 3D Max, but now they're controlling the pace on the T side of their map pick. It could be a very disappointing first half here for FlyQuest. They're really important that they save these weapons. The hunt is definitely on. They can feel the pressure.
I think what I really like about this 3D Max team is, like, every time I watch him play, like, we mentioned it kind of in the pre-match coming into this with, the Pro League performance last year, the major run that they had, some good showings from 3D Max and the rise up in 2024. 2025, it's like the battle that they're going to have is, change the perception around you from the upset team who can ruin someone's tournament to an actual dangerous team that's going to be consistently challenging for playoff spots, playoff positions, and playoff runs. And look, I don't think beating FlyQuest is going to make us say, okay, they're here, they've arrived. Yeah. But it's a very good sign that they're able to come in and handle business.
I think for a team like 3D Max and a lot of other teams that just kind of appear and have a good year, it is generally off of the back of being really good on one map, right? If you think about in the past, some of the squads that started to come up for a short amount of time, like 9, they were the force team, the Vertigo, Sinners as well back in the day were also the Vertigo specialists. They would do some damage, surprise you, but then never really took the next step. I think 3D Max are now in phase 2 where people have figured out they're Anubis. There's no longer a map they can rely on, and now they have to try and deepen the map pool and become a more fleshed out team, and that's the stage this squad are at now. So we'll see if they can make it, because 9 did not, for example. Some teams definitely fall off after their initial map picks get figured out.
Here's that saved op having impact. Opening pick, 5-on-4. That smoke is very close to the wall. A good follow-up from Liaz, but I imagine this just prompts the B hit to come a lot quicker, which is a good read from Dexter, who's rotating over. But can you stop this? You've got Vexite, Inns, and Dexter. They're the pistols. You have no rifles on this side of the map, so 3-on-3, but weaponry advantage goes to the attack. They'll just wait out this utility.
The flash could make things a little uncomfortable for the T's. If that flash connects, then the pistols might have an opportunity here, but he's come out now, so Vexite sends it. Unfortunately, Dexter peeks just before the flash. Lucky helping out, though, by taking his own teammate out, and Inns inside of the fountain is doing great work with his pistol. He's still alive, leaving it all on Maka with 20 seconds left.
Damn.
He's got to pull off a 1v3.
All right, take it away, Maka. Good shot. All picked up. 15 seconds. Gonna take the fight. That's a nice quick one as well. One-on-one. Maka on the verge of doing it all. 10 seconds. There's the shot. The jiggle peek, and Regali nails him. That's the saved up coming in to win the day, and it's 4-3.
Nice try from Maka, but I mean, that team kill from Lucky and the absolute chaos is going to be wishing he could get that back, because it would have been a far better situation for 3D Max in that position. But Great round to pick up here for FlyQuest.
Yeah, but this is what I mean by playing like good Counter-Strike. 3D Max almost win this round. 3v5, like, yeah, and Maka had to have some nice shots in the clutch, but that was a very winnable round down the stretch despite the disadvantage
So
early
close.
for 3D Max. I know if he's able to bait out that shot from Regali and cross, that gets real interesting. High fives all around. 3D Max, even with that loss, not feeling like they're out of the fight, still in the lead with 1 round, separating the 2 teams, and obviously looking like the better squad at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, if you even remember back to Train, they lost one of these kind of low buy rounds as well, where there was only upgraded pistols available for FlyQuest, and they bounced back immediately. So that's just going to be the same conversation going on now for 3D Max. Just, oh, we still got rifles. Everybody's got an AK. Let's just win this follow-up round and not worry about the previous round loss. So Lucky straight into the top banana smoke. He's going to drop further back, and Regali's going to get a chance to strike in the opening kill here.
Oh, he should do it. This should be a shot he nails. Ooh, and he just takes away the angle. Right as Joko slides into it, he's going to be aggressive through the smoke. This is the bomb as well. Now they have to be committed to come chase it down. Dexter, big step up for FlyQuest. And a chance to add more onto it, but now he's just a problem to deal with.
Now smoke blasted open. Maka comes charging through. Bomb is down though, and that's a big problem at the moment that they have to figure out. With 1:07 seconds left, smoke fades away, and Lucky needed to win that fight if there was any shot at picking this one up for 3D Max. So FlyQuest winning a buy round here unless Exercise can unravel everything. It'll be quite a long journey to do so. He's got the first kill, and 3 more to collect, and that bomb down at long.
Problem is going all the way around through halls is just like, even if you think he's going to get a kill over in pit, it's just so much time it's taken to pull this off. This is now 10 seconds into this 1v4, 1v3.
Yeah, he probably has now realized.
Yeah, you still got to go chase down the bomb on Rap side. Got 2 defenders there to deal with, so this is just out of reach.
Tight game then, 4-4. Just a matter of time. Oh my god, no way!
No.
20 seconds, that's a pathway straight to B, Jason. Can you believe that he's found a way out of this?
He can get caught though. Oh no, Laz, if he hurries up, he might be able to get the deep angle, and he's going to pause. He's going to pause and wait. Exercise, this 1v3 might almost be coming together. That's really awkward. A bold plant spot, and Exercise just going to take the swing, surely. Hard swing to the right. Do it. Liaz takes the headshot and saves the day. Back-to-back big-time 1v4 clutches, just barely
Dude,
edge in the favor of FlyQuest.
like, you know it's a possibility, but you think it's such a small percentage that he wins both of those long fights.
Yep.
He makes it look so easy.
He has such a, I mean, he has such a good read of what the setup's going to be, right? Makes that educated guess. You know, like, you've Molotov towards the cubby, assuming there's going to be an off angle. You know where the follow-up peak is likely to come to. Beautiful, beautiful attempt. And just crazy instant headshots.
Instant looked like he was even staring in the right direction.
I know.
He thought he was far wider than he really was, but... Oh, my goodness, that would have been something special for Exercise to kick things off here. I think that might have broken FlyQuest's mental nice and early.
Back-to-back rounds, it comes into a 1v1, so a ton of economic damage. Because 2 rounds ago, it was like pistols and some saved weapons. It's not as brutal as it could be, but still, FlyQuest is looking at their economy like, well, we lose this one. We got nothing to play with moving forward. So big round for this opening half, a swing round, an opportunity for 3D Max to gain control from the T side, or for FlyQuest to build up more momentum on this defense after 2 in a row. Well, there's going to be a clash at Banana. It's a matter of when. Vexite Nins set up with Dexter's flash timing just now. There's the peek down from the MP9, destroyed by Joko, so Dexter's going to stick around. Defensive smoke. 3D Max going to respect it for the moment, but they're bringing all their forces to bear at this bomb site.
Oh, Dink on towards Joko. He's down to 4 HP. Backside gets cleared out off of the site. Maka also taking one of his own. So now the B-bomb site is completely gone, and the round victory already confirmed here for 3D Max.
I don't know if this would be something in terms of like preparation, very possible for the 3D Max side, or if it's just working out really damn well, but this is like the second time so far in this half. That first orange Molotov has forced the fight at the front of the bomb site, the swing from the defender, and 3D Max is so ready for that. And it's such a nice, easy kill to set up with a singular Molotov.
Gotta start seeing FlyQuest maybe forced into a different setup. Can't keep deploying a player to that spot if they're constantly gonna be forced into that fight. And Leah's gonna try and hold on to the AK. It's still a long way off, so actually did get involved in the fight at the end there, but does hold on to it. So 3D Max in the lead on the T side. Money is the question now, Jason, for the side of FlyQuest. Not a whole lot of it.
Yeah, that was the problem of losing or winning those two close rounds. Was it's nice to have the victories, obviously, but you're not building up any money. 3D Max is still making all these wins so costly, and now taking the op away at the end as well. One saved AK-47. Outside of that, it's utility picked up. Utility to delay as much as possible and desperately try and funnel the fights towards the saved rifle in the hands of Liaz. That's going to be positioned by Boiler up at mid. And this is really just going to be a quiet round until 3D Max are the ones to decide they want to pressure something. Like, when do you want to throw utility to try and force out some defensive nades at the B-bomb site? When do you want to make them feel like the hit is coming in?
Yes. Goes for a peek around the corner. Oh, actually picks that one up on Gravity. The trade is instant, though, from Jock, who is confident to peek up at the top mid.
Confident with the bomb on his back as well.
Yep.
Which, I mean, I'm just saying that's a lot of confidence. That's a big risk to take. Liaz converts that one. Bomb drops and tumbles in towards middle. It gets really awkward. And that kind of assertiveness from Joko with the bomb on his back is what kind of screwed him when they attempted to make that rap side play a couple rounds back. Exercise drops out of halls. However, a nice reposition from Dexter inside the smoke that gave Exercise the safety is going to be the last thing he expects. They're going elsewhere, and this boost up, nice dink, but you know the setup now. And Vexite, you're screwed.
Yeah, he's not got a long left in the world, so Lucky just charged him down to the back of the bomb site. He's out of there. Plant in. Dexter running back over. His two AK-47s in the hands of FlyQuest, though, so he decides to just take one look and then run back to safety to hang on to it. So
Joko's having himself a game. 12 kills. We've seen him do really good work over in Banana. Seen him do some really good work this round. The trade up middle was very nice to find the one saved rifle on the CT side. Dexter and Regali are going to be happy to get out of this round with a pair of AK-47s. 6-4, 2 rounds remaining in the first half of Inferno. First half of the second map in this series.
Terrorists win.
Me and Yulin drop the net.
There's the Liaz fight early, and Jocko, just before that smoke pops up in his face and severs off his vision, able to get away with that kill. FlyQuest back to a buy. Obviously having saved AKs.
Ooh, change of pace.
Extra play, and look at Maka sprinting up in towards top middle. He's not alone. He's got plenty of teammates with him, and Liaz forced back by flashes. So it was a stack towards B early, which leaves one player on this A site, and that's all they've got. Liaz to defend it all on his own.
Oh, and he's got nowhere to go. Man, what a call from 3D Max. They have abused Banana, attacked Banana, taken over Banana, and right when FlyQuest called a 4-man stack at the B bomb site to control it themselves, 3D Max goes elsewhere with some pace. Lovely calling to get a 7th round, nice and easy.
Dude, that's gotta feel so frustrating if you're Dexter, though. You know, you call, okay, let's start 4B. Let's deal with the threat that they've been throwing at us in Banana over and over again. Let's have extra util there.
Yeah.
And then they decide, all right, we're just gonna rush mid into the A bomb site while you have one player there. Like, that is so unfortunate for FlyQuest.
I know, it really hurts. It's that feeling you get when you're like, they're the ones controlling this game. We're the ones constantly playing catch up, constantly playing on the back foot in some regard, whether it's a player count, whether it's information.
Terrorists win.
Nice little fight from Regali, catching Gravity off guard for an exit kill, but it's a 3-round lead for 3D Max.
There's probably some sort of conversation going down there, right, for 3D Max of understanding, okay, well, we have been punishing them on B a lot, so they're probably going to have to adapt to that at some point, maybe commit more resources to that in the early round. It probably felt like a great time to call faster play into the A site. And it is beautiful to watch for 3D Max. As we get into the last round of this first half, they are looking for 8 rounds on the T side. It's not been a great day at the office on the side of FlyQuest so far today.
No, it hasn't been.
But not all days at the office can be good, Jason.
No. And it's the bad days at the office that make you appreciate the good days at the office.
Yeah, something like that. You know, it's the yin and yang of the existence that we all live in. Philosophical opening day here at Katowice.
All right, smoke towards Rap side. Blocking off Dexter and Regali. Follow-up utility as well is going to isolate them, although Regali comes right through the smoke. Dexter goes 1 for 1. And Regali's going to try and hang on during this set piece.
He'll do his best here from default, but start to come in towards him. Great shot. It's going to be Jocko decapitated first. He has weights in mini pit. 39 seconds left. Advantage siding with FlyQuest, but will it result in a 5th round victory?
Oh.
Not looking likely now with that kind of shot from Lucky and the power of exercise from the balcony. Site taken, 28 seconds, and a retake required that just looks too far. Too far to go.
You got to feel for FlyQuest to a certain extent. Like that, they looked like they had that under decent control. Obviously on the edge, but just a beautiful shot. Look at Inz though. He's got one of his own, and then Lucky gets kind of blocked into the open. So Maka's got a decision to make, and Inz knows he's coming for him. Backs off to a new defensive angle. Maka still wins it. He's got to stay close to the site for the bomb plant. Flashbang is out, and just now Vexite moves into the site. There's the tap of the bomb, the jump up. Oh, he's got him off. Okay.
All right, okay. It's fine. All is good. Maka, not the most beautiful clutch in the end, but one that'll certainly work out. And it is going to be an 8th round at the turn of the first half here of Inferno. 3D Max well on their way to a 2-0 opening day.
Les tonneaux, c'est de la merde. C'est
Anybody else? Anybody else but you? 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 Anybody else but you?
masterful calling and a beautiful T-side overall from 3D Max on Inferno as they now lead the way 8-4, and definitely looking like this is going to be a victory for them today. It would have to be one hell of a turnaround from FlyQuest to get back into this series.
Yeah, obviously we're going to have to see what it actually comes out with on this CT side. If we go by Train and how aggressive and assertive and how dominant 3D Max wanted to be with their map control, you'd imagine Banana, obviously on Inferno, is always going to be a big point of contention, but especially here if FlyQuest can't negate that control from 3D Max the way they couldn't negate the B-Hall's control on Train, going to be a massive thing to look out for. Pistol rounds, though, have been, confidently we can say FlyQuest have had the advantage in them.
Hey, you know it's all gone wrong when they lose one, though, Jason.
Oh, they missed a smoke.
I'm going to come charging through with a flashbang. Maka can't land anything. Finally, someone actually gets a kill after how long that fight was. Now, Exercise waiting in start of the pit. It's going to heat up for him. The Frenchman forced into the open, taken out by In. So once again, FlyQuest off to a great start in this pistol.
I wonder, did they miss that smoke, or is that planned for them to flash through it? I thought it might be for left mid. Regardless, it works out all the same. Dexter going to hold off this this flank up middle. He's already kind of called it out to his teammates. They've set up a nice crossfire. Good wins with the Glocks. And another pistol. I think is that
every single
all four
one.
pistols going to FlyQuest?
Yeah. So not bad in terms of that department. It's kind of everything else.
it's the other, 23 rounds that potentially have to be played. 22, I should say.
Well, they're smiling. Maybe they're having the same conversation.
Like, if we got to play this whole series on pistol rounds, it'd be great.
All right, guys. Now we start to build on this. We've been here before.
Now for our old enemies, the gun rounds.
Mag 7's come out. Never seen eco for 3D Max. Not their thing.
I like the Mag 7 though. It's about a minute.
Yeah, usually you see it like towards Banana, like around the half wall, but we're seeing it in the apartments this time, which is also a good spot for
It's
it.
one of the... Oh, that's not a tick you want to take. Yeah, you're going to back off after that.
Uh-oh.
And now he's like, bro, my entire shotgun purchase was made for this play. Mag 7 does have to be the most disappointing gun in the game, right?
No. Nova or PP Bison.
I feel like so much more I'm shocked at how weak the Mag 7 is sometimes.
That's true. I think it's because I remember it being better. Maybe I'm just looking back on it with nostalgia.
It was in the really early days of CSGO. It was very strong. And at some point, it got ripped away from it. It got taken away. And now it's like a close-up shot that you feel like you land in his chest does like 20 damage.
Yeah, it's true.
It's like psychologically the most frustrating weapon.
Yeah, at least when you pull out your PP Bison, you have no expectation for that.
Yeah, you're like,
And
I
no one else
am
does
just
either.
trolling with the
Yeah.
PP Bison, so it doesn't really matter. But the Mag 7...
It's true. Could pack a punch or it might not. In this round, no fights. So nice and passive.
Yeah, really well done from 3D Max when opportunities weren't there just to back away, save the weapons. Obviously, that play over in Halls, Gravity taking the tick from the Molotov kind of negated what they wanted to do to set up in Halls. And yeah, don't try and force it. You get a rinse and repeat the next round. With the save call being so early, probably not a whole lot of hunting coming in.
Probably not a whole lot of goodwill either.
That's some of your best work. It's up there.
Thank you. It's a good movie.
It's a good movie, yeah. Well, the lead is cut to 2.
Yeah, we've been here. We've definitely been here before. We've seen decent starts in these second halves, but it's when the guns come out, which aren't here yet. So 8-7, pretty likely scoreline.
You still get to replenish a lot more utility that you had in the previous round if you're 3D Max. So you've got a few more tools to use with these weapons you've invested in, and it's not going to take anything away from your next round buy. So 3D Max is all good with how things have developed and played out so far.
Here goes the Mag 7. Oh no. Well, you did have an opportunity, but the grenades have forced it around the corner.
Nice positioning, I think, from Vexite as well, along that left wall. So if that shotgun wants to peek, it's got to take a real wide, committed swing. Utility up mid. smoke to show Rap. None of the defenders are home, though, to see it. So that lonely Mag 7 is left up by Halls. 4 defenders lean towards the B bomb site, and FlyQuest attacking the weak site.
Exercise, here we go. Yeah, biggest disappointment, Jason, you're right. That Mag 7 does not do anything. Liaz getting rid of him, no issues whatsoever in another round where 3D Max have stacked B and FlyQuest have gone the opposite direction. So 8-7 coming right up.
Be careful, Dexter. Don't give away the Galil. You don't want to do that. It's not the strongest weapon in the game, but happily I think a CT defender would use it for the economic savings. And coming in elsewhere to chase these down, but losing everything. Costly as 2 attackers, 2 FlyQuest members fallen around. They've already won. And now you've got to be concerned because the AK-47 is up next. And if they find that, they will. Good frag. And Maka's just going to take the chance to run across and pick up an AK. Nice find at the end of the day.
Yeah, great steal away from Maka. Can be able to just have a lot more residual cash left over for that big old AWP. And he can drop over to his teammates, so plenty of cash flowing through 3D Max now as they get into the first buy round of the second half.
Joko's cooled off. I remember touching on him in the first half, like 6-7 rounds in. It was like 12-4. It was like, oh, he's having a great game. It's 13-9. Struggling to find the same impact he opened up this map with. We'll see if that can change. AWP is going to start towards the B bomb site in the hands of Maka. Supportive utility to get Lucky and Joko out towards sandbags. And the FlyQuest attack in Banana has been held at bay by deep Molotovs for the moment, giving time to 3D Max to set up this defense.
Flash up into the sky. Lucky for going for a peek down into Banana. He's got his teammate in behind him in Joko, who could once again light up the scoreboard. Here comes Inns. A little bit of awkward nature here around the corner, and eventually Joko able to get away with one, and that is more like it. Joko to be taken down by Vexite, though, in response to the smoke. And a 4v3 for 3D Max. I think they'll be happy about that, and full Banana control.
I thought that was going to backfire entirely. I don't think they realized how close that player was over at half wall. That could have gone south, but good kills from Joko, good conversion onto the second frag, and now the AWP gets to shift back. After supporting the B element and controlling Banana, the AWP moves over towards Rap side, which allows Gravity to slide into the site and set up a crossfire with Exercise. So the A defense is looking very strong.
Regali, oh my god, didn't even have a second to live as he walked around that corner. Instant headshot from Exercise.
Yeah, he did not see that coming.
No, it did not. Gravity waits on default, just every now and then having a little bit of a look up towards the balcony to see if anybody's up there, and Liaz eventually will be spotted. 20 seconds. It's on FlyQuest to make the move. Exercise heating up in the pit, eventually does some damage to the apartment's player, but it's Gravity who's tasked with closing it out, and he'll do so. No, without issue, though.
Shout out to the A4.
Yeah.
A lot of bullets to recover.
A lot of bullets. You know, it's a lot of room for error, and eventually you got your reward.
9-7, 2-round lead.
This is the initial fight.
Ooh, I think Vexite, did he dink his teammate there towards the end? Yeah. Money starting to run low for FlyQuest. 4 AKs and a Tech 9. No money behind any of these players except Regali at 1100, but that's nothing to be super happy about. And here comes a little bit of an aggressive push. Dexter jumps past the scope, and now he's going to set his teammates up with a nice pop flash through. Maka going to back off into the bomb site, and he's calling out right now. He's under so much pressure. Rap side is exposed and weakened.
This is now very awkward. Maka is coming to try and plug the gap, but his teammates are stepping up alongside of him. Exercise taking one. Maka goes back to try and fight out top mid, but eventually gets taken down. So Exercise still in the pit. His 2 teammates here on this side of the map right now, and so 3D Max will prove unbreakable, unshakable, and immovable as Inns comes through the balcony. The smoke has just popped in his face and made this even more awkward than it was once before. And double figures for 3D Max. As soon as the guns have come back out again, it's back to dominance on 3D Max.
Yeah, it's a bummer. I don't even mind necessarily the idea from FlyQuest kind of coming through that smoke really quick off Dexter's opening kill on the push. You saw the op there as well. You knew what the defensive setup was. Just could never find success wrapping around that site. Good hold from Maka. Good job from him remaining composed in an awkward situation. Trusting he had some time to check back towards Library. Miss CT smoke for Deep Banana. It's not going to punish anything as FlyQuest isn't aggressively challenging with Deagles.
Well, if anything, these are the rounds that FlyQuest actually were able to win. You know? We believe in the Glocks? Definitely not.
No.
Maka has got rid of Dexter. And that's going to be 11-7 in just a mere moment. And, you know, looking down the line, I think we set the expectations for these two teams that, you know, we don't expect them to do anything crazy at Katowice, right? They're not going to be teams you even expect to be contending in Stage 2. But it's these are the rosters that can cause upsets, right? The spoiler teams. And I think it's pretty exciting to see the level that 3D Max are playing at right now. Obviously, we'll have to wait, because it does feel like FlyQuest have had a very bad day. So we have to wait and see how good 3D Max really are. But so far today, it's been exciting to watch them.
Yeah, it's been really solid. Some good individual prowess being shown, some good tactical calls. Confidence that has to be born out of preparation and practice. So yeah, let's see what 3D Max can do here at Katowice. 11-7. 2 more rounds. They close out the series nice and quick for an easy first day.
Second timeout here for FlyQuest.
The winner of this match goes on to play the winner of Astralis versus MIBR, which will be happening later today. The loser goes on to play the either Astralis or MIBR. Okay.
The loser off or the winner off?
Yeah.
It's quite easy.
I expected it to be more complicated.
No, we keep it simple, Jason.
Yeah.
We don't have the butthole system here. You know, we don't need a separate website.
You didn't even try and make that subtle in any way, did you?
No, I did not.
Round 19.
I feel like sometimes subtlety isn't required.
Yeah, overrated.
Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta say it how it is. Round 19. Could be map point, series point, in fact, for 3D Max. And that grenade, oh my god. That is just double boom. That is an airstrike straight to the stairs.
I think that was 3, wasn't it? No, you're right, only 2.
There's 2 grenades. Oh yeah, that's...
Well, no, Exercises used his as well.
Did not go well, I'll tell you that.
No, and that's out of a timeout as well. So like any idea you had, like you don't even get to run it. Nice little change up. That's something 3D Max hadn't shown FlyQuest throughout this whole half. Lucky, a little ambitious as that smoke fades, staying out in the open for that nade. Not worth. Still a man advantage for 3D Max's defense. With no utility, Joko has to call Maka back with the AWP to give him some support, which weakens this A defense, where Dexter's looking to exploit. I'm assuming B-split here, as the bomb is solo at the base of Banana on the back of Dexter. Or is he going to come join up and have them wrap around the site? This is a very unforgiving position for Gravity.
Oh, you can see what kind of pull he has as he waits. All he has eventually to round that corner. 15 seconds left. It's on FlyQuest to make their move now, and Liaz goes down. Exercise inside of the site. Might just be closing on that 12th round, and it certainly will be a closing moment. It's starting to just feel like FlyQuest never showed up today, and it's quite a comfortable victory at the end of the day for 3D Max. It's a combination of the French playing some great Counter-Strike, and also we know FlyQuest can do better than what we're seeing.
They've really struggled throughout both maps to make 3D Max uncomfortable in mid-rounds. You know, like, there's really been no mid-round moment like, you know, where you can see 3D Max is like trying to figure out what decision they want to make. Everyone's just kind of very quickly and comfortably making a call based off what they've seen on the map and sticking to it. And it's turned out to be the right call more often than not.
Yeah, 3D Max have just been so good at the opening stages of rounds. Like, what can you do if you lose 2 players on T-stars instantly? You know, like that's such a tough position to be put in if you're FlyQuest. And they've lost the opening again here.
And you don't really have the weaponry to overcome that advantage. Ooh, the jump up, holding down the trigger. Joko's got another one, that's ins. And yet again, another 3v5. Well, I mean, if you want to call both teams kind of like the upset dangerous team to the spoiler teams, 3D Max look at they have a leg to kind of impress us even more and build upon that reputation. They're going to take this opening series 2-0. It's 13-7 on Inferno. Start to finish, 3D Max absolute beasts.
Yeah, 3D Max one of the teams coming into this season keeping their previous roster they did all the hard work with last year, whereas this is a new look FlyQuest. They replaced Alistair, they brought in a new Alper. I think what we've seen from them in the online stage of Blast was a lot better than what we've